Hey guys, so in my opinion, there are five players that were on last year's Yankee team that I feel should not return in 2023. The fifth one, and the final one that I will mention later on in this video, that was kind of a tough one for me. I like him as a player, but I think it's time to move on. So before we get further into this though, if you enjoyed the video and you love the Yankees and you like this kind of content, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. I'd love to get there soon. So if we can, that would be amazing. And thank you for those who do support the channel already. It means a lot. I read all the comments. I know everything that's going on here. So thank you for those positive comments and for the ones who consistently follow the channel. It means a lot. So listen. 5 Yankees right now that are on the team that should not return this upcoming season. Let's start off with Josh Donaldson. Joshy's great with the glove. There's no taking that away from him. He's fantastic defensively. He's one of the best third basemen in baseball. However, up at the plate, in my opinion, he's a liability. 15 home runs, 680 OPS. The year prior, when Cashman made that deal, his numbers with Minnesota were actually really good. 26 home runs, 827 OPS. His numbers were comparable to frickin' Carlos Correa. So I understood at the time that move, why Cashman made that move. Obviously, he also got IKF as well. He didn't expect Josh Donaldson to fall off the face of the earth offensively. It's almost like the Monstars from freaking Space Jam came in and zapped him of his hitting ability. I don't understand it. And he looked atrocious in the playoffs. So in my opinion, figure out a creative way to offload Mr. Donaldson's contract. He makes way too much money to be a liability up at the plate. Figure out how to trade him, whether that's attaching a player that you can't protect from the Rule 5 draft, whether that's eating some of his money. Figure out a way to trade Josh Donaldson. Coming in at number 4, Aaron Hicks. Listen, Aaron Hicks was actually a player that I used to like. Switch hitter at Yankee Stadium. I was really high on Aaron Hicks. They rewarded him with that 7-year, $70 million contract. At the time, I was happy. I believe the year prior, he hit 27 home runs, over an 800 OPS. I believe 2 years in a row, he had over an 800 OPS. Of course, the Yankees were going to invest money into this guy. Then ever since, he hasn't been even close to that player. And it's sad, it stinks, and I feel it's time to move on from Mr. Hicks. You might have to do the same thing that you would do for Donaldson. You would have to maybe attach a young player to Aaron Hicks, maybe eat some of his money. But in my opinion, Aaron Hicks doesn't fit here anymore. Coming in at number 3, let's talk about Aroldis freaking Chapman. In my opinion, they should not re-sign him. He should go play in Miami and do his thing over there, wherever the heck he wants to play. If he wants to go on a farewell tour with Cincinnati because he's going to retire, which he probably won't, he's still young, he can go do that. Aroldis Chapman was atrocious last season. Whether you like him or not, he wasn't very good, and he was a liability in that bullpen. Every time he came out, he was like the anti-Mariano Rivera. Wasn't very good. So I think Aroldis Chapman, get him away from here. Let him go to the freaking Mets. Let him go to the Red Sox so we can handle him in our division. I'd feel good about that. So Aroldis Chapman, in my opinion, has got to go. Listen, I'm a little sour when it comes to Chapman. We needed a closer. We invested all that money in a closer throughout the friggin' past, 5 years? I said past a lot. Past 5 years. And Chapman, when we needed him most this season, he didn't show up. He wasn't there. And especially how he left this team in the dust, even though maybe he wouldn't have been on the postseason roster. But that still puts a sour taste in my mouth. We needed a closer, and Aroldis Chapman, number 1, couldn't perform and he couldn't show up. So Chapman, adios amigo, I don't want you back. Coming in at number 4 though, Marwin Gonzalez. Have nothing against him. He's a good defender, lackluster hitter, not very good, but his versatility is what makes him. Him being able to play first base, play second base, play shortstop, play third base, play the outfield. His versatility is what makes him valuable to this team. However, we now have another player who could do that, and he can hit. Oswaldo Cabrera. He could play first, he could play second, he could play short, he could play third, he could play the outfield. Oswaldo adapted so well when he was called up. When you called on him, he produced, whether that was at the plate or in the field. Oswaldo will take Marwin's spot. And we also have a young man named IKF, but I have other plans for him. Coming in at number 5, last but not least, in my opinion, Matt Carpenter should not return to the Yankees in 2023. For the simple reason, he should go back to St. Louis. He was a great story. He came in, just got cut from the frickin' Texas Rangers. Yankees signed him, put him on the roster. He said he would carry other players' bags if it meant that he would be a Yankee. And what did he do? In 40 some odd games, he hit you 15 dingers, over a 1,000 OPS before he got hurt. When he got hurt, that broke my heart for him, because I was thinking this guy, he was gonna hit you 25 total home runs by the end of the year and be a big part in the postseason. And in the postseason, he was a shell of himself that he was prior to getting injured. But in my opinion, Carpenter showed you some life. He showed you promise. He showed you, hey, I could friggin' hit still. Give me a shot. And I feel, in my opinion, being in New York for him personally is not the best move. And he should move on and go back to St. Louis, where it all started for him. So you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, guys. What's your top 5? Who do you think? What Yankees do you think should not return in 2023? You let me know. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. This is Joe. Until next time, signing out.
Just want to thank Carmine Mattia, 30 Meadowbrook, and Michael Caine for becoming members of the channel. Thanks, guys. It means a lot.